Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to the very next episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This is episode 12, and in the last part, we just walked around the Cipher lab, basically, fought some goons, beat some peons, caught some shadow Pokemon, you know the drill. And in this episode, we're going to get everything done right up until we get to the boss battle of the lab, and that's going to be Lavrina, obviously, the lady with the weird, crazy-looking pink hair. But first, we have quite a few battles before we get to that point. First of which is Cipher Peon Nopia, and she starts off with a Jigglypuff and a Chimecho. Chimecho is a Psychic type. It has the Levitate ability, so don't try to use ground-type moves on it. Basically, don't use Ball Toy. And Jigglypuff mostly just has a high special defense and HP stats, so you don't really have to worry too much. Hit it with a return from Teddiursa, and you should be able to knock it out in one hit. And as for their moves, Jigglypuff likes to use Pound, and Chimecho uses Wrap on the first turn almost every time, so yeah. Alright, that takes care of Chimecho. Chimecho does have a much lower physical defense than it does special defense, to try to hit it with physical type attacks if you're having trouble getting rid of it, which you shouldn't. Jigglypuff goes for the Pound there. It gets the same type attack bonus, but it's not going to do that much damage. It's only at level 15, and Jigglypuff doesn't really have that much attack power anyway, because Jigglypuff sucks. The only good thing about it is that it's in Super Smash Bros., and I kind of think it doesn't deserve to be in it, but that's a whole different story. Dunsparce is a normal type. I'm not sure if it has Glare or not, but just to be safe, I wanted to get it out of the way so I don't get paralyzed, because that's the last thing I want. I don't want to have to go back and heal or use a Paralyze or full heal or whatever. Of course you get the critical hit, Jigglypuff. Of course you do. Alright. Water Gun's probably not going to knock it out, but Return definitely will. Oh, wow, that was actually really close. Really close. Goodbye, Jigglypuff. And so long. And yeah, hopefully we get up to level 22 before we do have to fight Lavrina, because that can be a difficult battle if you don't do it right. Well, I guess if you say it like that, any battle could be difficult, but that's besides the point. There's an item chest over here. That's why I wanted to battle Nopia. And we get a full heal, which could come in handy, because Lavrina likes to use, well, status conditions and stuff like that. Alright, use the potion on Teddiursa to get him all healed up, because I don't want to go back and heal in between battles here. And we will be able to heal pretty quickly after this upcoming battle, which is going to be against the scientist here. Phew, I never thought that Cipher's big man would deign to show up here in person. I saw him in real flesh and blood, and he's menacing. The sight of him gave me shivers. Sure it did. Master Greevil's supposedly making a personal tour of all of Cipher's facilities. Master Greevil, huh? I think he wants to confirm that everything is fine so he can proceed with his plans without ending up like a fiasco like last time. That was a fiasco. Back in Coliseum. What, who are you, you suspicious intruder? How long were you there? You might be just a kid, but we can't let you walk out. What are you gonna do? Try to, like, kill me? Kidnap me? It's disgusting. Cipher R&D, Clots. Awesome name. Starts off with a Snubble and a Kecleon, two normal types. Kecleon is the only kind of different one here because it has the color change ability, and what that does is it allows it to change into the type of whatever type move you attack it with. So let's say I use Water Gun on it, it's going to turn into a water type, and then it takes its weaknesses along with it. So it will get the stab bonus if it uses a water type move, and it's also weak against electric and grass type moves thereafter. The interesting part is that every time you hit a move, well, every time you use a move and hit Kecleon with it, it will keep changing. So you can manipulate it to your advantage if you want to. With Snubble out of the way, we have a Shadow Pokemon in this battle, and it's going to be Shroomish. Shroomish is a grass type, comes at level 15, has the Effect Spore ability, which, as you know, as I've explained a couple of times because we have fought a couple of Shroomish already, the Effect Spore ability basically has a 30% chance of either poisoning, paralyzing, or putting to sleep any target that uses a physical type move on it. So if you make contact with it, you have a chance to get inflicted with a status condition, which can be very useful, and he does keep that ability when he evolves. He evolves in the low 20s, I want to say 23, somewhere in that area. And he evolves into Breloom, which is a grass and fighting type, and both of which are pretty scarce in this game, especially the grass type. So I would definitely consider picking up Shroomish. He's definitely one of the better grass types that you have to choose from in Coliseum, and you can get him fairly early, obviously, so you can train him up and do what you want to do. Alright, we're going to use a return on Kecleon and get him out of here because Kecleon is extremely annoying with his very high special defense. A lot of the Cipher peons like to use Pokemon with high special defense as opposed to physical defense, at least early on. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I can't tell you. Alright, he goes for the Shadow Mist, which is going to lower our evasiveness harshly, which doesn't mean anything, because its only other attack move is going to be Shadow Blitz, which already has 100% accuracy anyway. But Shroomish has sufficiently low health, so I'm going to go for the Lick, risk getting paralyzed or whatever, and just use Vaporeon's turn to throw a Pokeball at it, because I think I can catch it without having to paralyze it. Should be good enough. It is only a Shroomish, and it is only level 15, so it shouldn't be that bad. There we go. Caught the Shroomish. I'm actually not going to be using Shroomish because I personally don't really like Shroomish, but it's a good thought. Are you really a kid? Yes. Yes, Klotz, I am really a kid. God. Did you maybe come to rescue Krane? As Professor Krane? Don't bother trying. You don't know how scary Lavrina, she's in charge here, can be. She looks cute and all, but she's nothing short of terrifying. Get out of here while you still can. It's for your own good. Well, at least he's looking out for me after he tried to, like, kill me and kidnap me and all that stuff. Now he's gonna run away like a little baby, like most of the scientists do here. And we're gonna pick up an ID card, and I'll explain what that does in a minute. Ay, I'm only a research here, I don't battle. Okay, so we're just gonna leave you there. Let him hang out. You pick up a Great Ball here, so now you should have 2, which will come in handy when fighting Lavrina if you're having trouble catching her Shadow Pokemon. First thing we want to do is go back down and heal because we do have another battle coming up. And I think it's just the one more battle. It could be 2 depending on if you fought the scientist that was over on the left side by where the locked elevator door was. And I think his name was Tekit. Something like that. So if you didn't fight him already, you're going to have to fight him before you move on. If you did, if you were following along with what I did and got him out of the way early, we can just bypass that, and we're going to have one more battle before we have to fight Lavrina. Yes, then we get to use the ID card, and we can go down the super top secret elevator, which leads to the basement. And there's nothing down here. Absolutely nothing down here. No items or anything, which kind of sucks. I thought there would be an item down there. It's Professor Krane, yay! You understand, don't you? It's wrong to turn ordinary Pokemon into Shadow Pokemon against their will. Duh. Silence. Please, won't you help us stop this Shadow Pokemon plant? Join us and help us save these Pokemon. For real. Professor Krane, I can't understand what you're trying to say, but I can't help you. And he meant, actually, he was supposed to say, I do understand. Whoa, you? Aren't you that kid I saw at the Pokemon HQ lab that time? Yeah, that's me. That's the one. Clonation, is it really you? Yeah, what's up, man? Came to rescue your ass. Are you trying to tell me that you came here by your lonesome to rescue Professor Krane? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's too bad, I'm still a member of Cipher. I can't very well let you folks go now, can I? You can? As for you, you snagged my Teddy Ursa for me that time. Yeah. I'll give you this. You've got guts to come here alone, but I'll fix you good so you'll never get out again. Mwahaha. He didn't actually do the evil laugh thing, but I thought it was appropriate, so I just kind of threw it in there. And I might say that it went pretty swimmingly. Alright, Zephyr Peon Naps is going to be much more difficult than just a Teddy Ursa to catch this time. There's going to be no Shadow Pokemon, but he's going to start off with a Murkrow and a Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn's going to be ground and rock type with very high attack and physical defense. We can knock him out in one hit very easily with Water Gun because of his 4 times weakness. Murkrow is going to be at level 18. He's dark and flying type, so he's mainly weak to electricity and ice and rock, none of which we are using at the moment. Murkrow is also very fast, but it is fragile at the same time, so you should be able to knock it out in 1 or 2 hits depending on what you hit it with. But it's going to go first on most turns unless you have Jolteon or Espeon. Keep that in mind. Ah, crap. I really thought I was going to knock him out. Okay, close enough. He's probably going to get one more peck off, which actually can do a little bit of damage. No. Hate you, Murkrow. And of course he gets a critical hit. Wow. Ah, frustrating. That seems to be my luck, though. Alright, and we get the critical hit. Of course, when he was going to die anyway, so it makes no difference. The other Pokemon he sent out is Slackoff. It's going to be a pure normal type, and it has the ability Truant, which actually works against it, so it can only attack every other turn. So keep that in mind. It's not that much of a threat. It likes to use the move Scratch, and that's probably what it's going to use on most turns. There he goes, Scratch. So you can leave it alone while it's in between turns, or I guess every second turn, because it won't be able to attack anyway. So you can focus on Beldum if you want to. Beldum, I don't have anything that Teddiursa can hit it with because it is a Steel and Psychic type, so I'm just going to get rid of the Slack Off, not off. The Slack Off while I have the chance, even though it can't attack this turn. Oh well. Beldum's only attack move is going to be Takedown, which is a pretty powerful move, but it also does inflict recoil damage upon itself. It might be able to knock out Teddiursa if he hits it with it. But he doesn't attack Teddiursa anyway. Yeah. Awesome. Alright, so he gets hit with the recoil. We're going to be able to knock him out with one Water Gun here. And that's going to be the end of this battle. This is one of the first decent battles that you have to fight. One that doesn't have Shadow Pokemon, that is. Anyway, Beldum goes down, and that's going to be it for Mr. Naps. Even though he has a cool helmet. I like the triangle helmet. And we get $720, which is cool. I guess. Professor Krane, you folks don't have the foggiest notion about how big and scary Cipher is. It's not smart to resist. Whoa. Creepy. You can go on about the poor abused Pokemon and all, but you should think about your own selves. And then he runs off like everyone else. Awesome. Culination, did you really come here by yourself? No, I didn't. I actually have a posse waiting outside. But it's dangerous here. My worst fears turned out to be true about Cipher. They weren't wiped out. This is just one of their bases. But the details can wait. Things could get complicated if they return. Let's get out of here quick. And of course, you should know by now that that's not going to happen as smoothly as we would like. Anyway, the chest in the corner has a Leaf Stone, which will allow you to evolve Nuzleaf, which is the evolution of the Seedot we caught from the Hexagon brothers, the green one. Yes. So that will allow you to evolve Nuzleaf into Shiftry, which is pretty cool. And now, the next thing. You need to be able to hug the wall here. And that's because if you go and try to leave, you will be attacked and be forced into a boss battle. If you hug the wall and go around the outside, you can sneak to the other side of the lab to the restoring machine without having to use up all of your items, or at least a lot of them. And I like to use that trick. It's not really a trick, but it's an easy way. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's an easy way to get access to the restoring machine that was by the item chest above one of the other elevators, and you'll see it in a second. It's up this elevator to the right, and then we can go right back, and I'm actually going to cut the episode when we get back over there, and in the next episode we'll be able to take on Lavrina, and then finally get out of here, and maybe learn a little bit about the Purifying Chamber, because that gets completed afterwards. Other thing I wanted to mention is that I am officially partnered with the Full Screen Network again. As followers of, I guess, us from last time, before we were hacked, we were partners with Full Screen, and all we did was renew that agreement pretty much, so nothing has really changed. You may see ads on our videos now, but that's going to be it. Nothing else is going to change. So all our video content is the same, and we're still in it for all of you, because you guys are awesome, and we love what we do. So it's all the same. Don't worry. Alright, so we're back to the area with where we're going to be fighting Lavrina. So hug the wall again. You go back to the other side. I don't know why I'm doing that. It doesn't matter what side you're on, but I think it looks better from over here. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And in the next episode, Lavrina is going to fall, and we are getting out of here. Stay tuned for part 13. Game on.